Go back to that time that you were still in school. Saturday mornings, what did that feel like? You get up on a Saturday morning and there's no work to do. You're happy. What if I told you that there's a way to make every single day of your life just like that Saturday morning? That's what my life is like. Every single day I get up because my job doesn't really feel like my job. If you choose a job that you enjoy, you won't work for a single day for the rest of your life. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can find your passion and also convert that passion into some kind of a job through which you can earn money. Finding your passion early in life is not about luck. It's about being open-minded and taking the correct steps towards discovering your passion. It's a two-part formula. The first part is taking those mini steps towards discovering what you enjoy doing in life. But the second part of the formula is what I call scientific parent education. First, let's talk about how you can discover what you love doing. Discovering your passion is all about executing on mini steps. Mini step number 1, cross out your options. For me, in engineering college, I figured that engineering was not my cup of tea. Automatically, one option crossed off your list. The second key mini step is taking up different kinds of internships and understanding different kinds of professions through working in different kinds of offices. If you're taking up an internship, you're going to be the lowest life form in your office. You're going to be given all kinds of work from all kinds of seniors. You'll get to learn a lot. So even if you don't enjoy your internships, that's okay. You've not failed at your internship. You've just crossed out an option. Mini step number 3, other than internships, also try building some other kind of skill. Be it music or martial arts or fitness. Just learn something new while you're in your teenage or your early 20s. You never know what kind of passion you might discover at what point in your life. And mini step number 4 is as important. Obviously, we're talking about money. By taking up different internships and learning different skills, you're going to come across a lot of different kinds of people. And from each of them, you're going to figure how they make money. Once you understand how people make money in this world, the next step is what I call 6-month trials. If you do discover a job or a skill that you enjoy doing, give yourself 6 months doing that particular job or skill, even if you're doing it part-time. These 6 months will teach you whether or not you can actually stick to that job or skill for the rest of your life. In those 6 months, if you're enjoying what you do, also work on improving at those skills. This process of improvement should not feel like work. If it feels like a lot of work and you're getting bored improving at that subject or that job, that means that's not your passion. If it's truly your passion, your heart should feel like a 4-year-old's heart. If you enjoy what you do with a childlike enthusiasm, that's probably your passion. Which brings me to my final mini step. The final mini step is creating a legitimate business plan. Don't let the word business plan scare you. Any business in the world boils down to hard work and common sense. Always remember that. Also remember that our generation is the first generation that's this lucky with access to knowledge. We've got 2 crucial things going for us. The first is what I call free internet tuitions. There's a lot of knowledge available online for free, just like BeerBiceps. With every video, you're learning something new. YouTube is full of this kind of content. Use YouTube to learn new skills and learn how to take your passion or take your skill and create a business out of it. A business isn't an app or a technology-based product. A business can be as simple as guitar classes or fitness classes. You dedicate time to a process, you charge people for the value you're adding to their life. That's a business. And the second key advantage that our generation has is that we're the first social media generation of the world. Any business you build, any product you build, any skill you have, you can market it through social media and build your business. If you want to start some kind of tuitions, you can publicize about those tuitions through your Instagram or your Facebook or your YouTube. That's the power of living in 2018. These are all the mini steps when it comes to part 1 of the formula. Now it's in your hands. Are you going to execute on these mini steps, figure out your passion, and then move on to the second part of your formula? Scientific parent education. The first part of parent education is all about understanding the average Indian parent. Most of us watching this video were born after the year 1990. Most of our parents grew up at a very different time than us. In the 90s, India's economy opened up. that allowed us to have a slightly more lavish lifestyle than them. Before the 1990s, life was slightly more difficult and people didn't have as much spending power as they do today. So that entire generation has been taught to chase stability. Earn enough to run your house and that's good enough. And that's why most of our parents try pushing us into conventional jobs like medicine or engineering or law. But our generation has a lot of advantages over that generation. The first step of parent education is trying to explain this to them. If you've got a certain business idea you want to execute, you've got to show your parents your vision and you've got to show your parents your hustle. Your parents are only going to believe in your dreams when they see you working towards that dream. You've got to push hard enough for your parents to take notice and change their minds. But step number 2 is even more important. Step number 2 is all about numbers and mathematics. If you have a business plan, try writing it down on paper. You've got to ask your parents for at least a 1 to 2 year window where you're allowed to prove your mettle. Go out and try to earn money from your passion. Show it on paper. Show the money in your hand. That's what will convince an Indian parent. If they see you passionate about a certain subject and you're earning money from that exact subject, that's what will convince your parents to support you. Always keep that in mind. It's a matter of science and mathematics for most people. But it's also about 1/3 very important factor. The biggest lesson that I've learned in 2.5 years of running this online business is that doing things is much better and much more effective than just thinking about strategies, analyzing, doing things on paper. Those ideas that you have when it comes to your business, those thoughts that you have about your dream startup or your dream career, it means nothing if you don't execute on those thoughts. Right now, they're just ideas in your head. It takes a real man or a real woman to actually take those ideas and turn them into real world events. If you're really serious about being happy for the rest of your life, then in your struggling phase, in the initial part of your career, choose to execute on ideas. Write down your goal on paper, divide it into short-term goals, figure out how you can achieve those short-term goals through short-term tasks and execute on those short-term tasks. This video, all this knowledge means nothing if you don't work. Rule number 1 of life, and probably the only rule you need in your life, is work your ass off.